Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Alian Tasha binti Amran and my student number is 2021123531. We already know that the tourism is one of the main sources of revenues for the Malaysian economy. In 1990, the government began identify the years as the best time to visit Malaysia. This is the most crucial sector for a country development and progress. It is because the tourism industry brings in a lot of money and provide profitable returns to our country. However, the government is still looking for the ways to manage the tourist sector in Malaysia on 2020 because the shutdown of tourism will harm numerous sectors and enterprises including hotel and restaurant. That are the focus of inbound tourism.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Hanisha binti Abdul Latif and my ID student is 20211083555. The tourism industry is the second most important strategy in Malaysia to boost the economy. Malaysia is also one of the countries that hold a program of the year to visit Malaysia every year, which was ordered in 1990 until now. However, in 2000, Malaysia is hit by a COVID-19 pandemic that affected all tourism sector. The country economy also deteriorated supply and the majority of Malaysia lost their job. The Ministry of Tourism must revive the economy in the tourism sector by promoting Malaysia as an attractive tourism destination to visit. And domestic is one of the most likely effective way to revive the tourism industry in Malaysia, which is declining, by planning domestic tourism. This plan must be implemented immediately by the country ministry in order to recover Malaysia from a severe downturn in order to continue to develop and become a thriving country. The ministry should promote interesting and historical places in Malaysia to the public so that they know that in Malaysia there are many historical places and that can be made as a reason. The tourism ministry should also promote Malaysia to countries coming from abroad, as it is likely that they don't know about Malaysia, which has a lot of interesting food and should be tried by them. Various types of Malaysia product according to rice and region, because in Malaysia one of the country that has various type of rice and regions. Accommodation, travel facilities and transporters should be given priority by the tourism ministry. That is also one of the things that can attract tourists to come to Malaysia. They can also make advanced planning to make it easier for them to travel and visit Malaysia.
Hello everyone, my name is Kai Reis and I'm going to talk about organizing. The Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, MOTAC, has agreed to follow the MCO, which has resulted in the cancellation of Visit Malaysia 2020. The cancellation has had a significant impact on the tourism sector in Malaysia and around the world. In this case, government introduced new campaign to replace Visit Malaysia 2020. The campaign to run on the long term would capitalize on the Malaysia Truly Asia. This campaign would capitalize on the brand Malaysia Truly Asia while emphasizing the country's unique experiences. The ministry is optimistic that this initiative will boost the country's tourism competitiveness and long-term viability while also ensuring that the industry is inclusive. Most economic activities, including domestic travel, allowed to open under the new normal, which includes SOP and hygiene. Hotels, resort and beach destinations had high occupancy rates after the recovery process of MCO announced. According to the minister, this was particularly true in Pahang, Terengganu and as well as Langkawi. Government incentives play an important role in boosting the domestic tourism sectors. The minister said government has provided incentive and assistance to tourism and culture industry players through economic stimulus package. By 2022, with the support, our domestic tourism will quickly make a recovery. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Now I will explain to you how our ministry made decision. First, allow international tourists to travel within the country. Second, number of foreign visitors should be limited to those arriving by air only. Third, visitor must buy a package and use the facilities of MOTAD registered agency and tour guide. Fourth, it is suggested that travel agency implement local package rather than bringing visitors to other destinations, especially when cross-state movements are involved.
Assalamualaikum madam. My name is Nurul Anis Alisha binti Muhammad Azli. My metric number is 2021123623. Today I want to make a video about tourism. The year 2020 was said to be a watershed moment for Malaysia tourism industry, hotel and airlines. For example, we are expecting millions of visitors. However, what really was a virus? It's like we expect a lot of visitors can come to Malaysia, but what comes is a virus that's called is coronavirus or COVID. It happened when we least expect it. With it came the worst catastrophe in Malaysia tourism industry history. This year, tourism was expected to soar the new high. The global advertising campaign for the major campaign visit in full swing. So there is some picture and video about the COVID-19 and what happened to the Malaysian people and what happened to the doctor and nurse. They need to take care of our country for make sure we will not get the virus. Okay. Moreover, Minister of Tourism said in her welcome speech that the plan would focus on sustainable tourism and increasing tourism revenue, which is the most important indication in impacting the national economy. Economics in this situation, the tourism sector is evolving to place a greater emphasis on quality rather than quantity. To begin, Tourism Malaysia has started the VM 2020 website in campaign, which is you can find it at vm2020.malaysia.travel.com.my. Tourism Malaysia launched the campaign as a digital initiative to support the Visit Malaysia 2020 campaign and promote Malaysia to the S1 on the top travel destination in 2020. As all we know, the campaign goal is to feed both the national and domestic community. This will attract more people to come to our country. And that's all from me. I hope you enjoy my video. Thank you.
Malaysian Prime Minister Tan Sri Datuk Haji Muhyiddin bin Haji Muhammad Yassin has launched the National Tourism Policy in 2020 until 2030, which is being implemented online through the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture Malaysian official Facebook page. Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said in his speech that he was hopeful that the NUP 2020 until 2030 will be able to ensure the country tourism industry survival and make Malaysia a major tourist destination around the world. The 6 primary strategy thrust that will be used to this policy is transformation of governance, 2. Creating investment zones for a project that promotes inclusive tourism. 3. Raising the digitalization of tourism. 4. Improving visitor satisfaction and experience. And 5. Growing dedication to long-term tourism sustainability. And the last is human capital potential in the tourism industry as a whole. Furthermore, achieving the NUP 2020 until 2030 goals would require the creation of a tourism industry based on digital technology. As a consequence, in order to stimulate investment in technology-driven tourism, Malaysians also want to be the world's top eco-tourism destination. According to Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, he believed that resource sustainability can spur new economy development and job creation through eco-tourism.
The conclusion is, with the cooperation of the government, tourism industry player and the community, the development of the industry can be revived. If all play their respective roles and responsibility. From the beginning of 4th quarter of this year, expected the demand from the tourism will increase from the domestic market segment. At the end of the 2020 quarter, the demand of neighbouring countries such as Singapore, Thailand and Brunei can be considered. Tourism is an industry that can be help a country development economically. It's all the crucial sector rising national revenue by increased visitor number, movement and word of the opportunity to raise income by shopping taxes, lodging taxes, food taxes and foreign currency taxes. Furthermore, the tourism sector is seen as having a potential to generate income and boost the economy of population centers through their involvement and industry. The federal government has performed various ways with high amount of fund allocation for the work of the national tourism sector. Development of the tourism sector is in Langkawi is one of effort of the industry government problem, and it is a clever giving a positive return to the country. Improvement the amount of attention to Langkawi saw a positive development. Infrastructure complete such as good hotel, lodging, distance network, organizing international level event as well as various product attractive tourism Langkawi can make Langkawi one of the destination world famous vacation.